This video is kinda special for me because I'm going to talk about the project that I've been brewing myself called Esperchain. So the idea behind Esperchain is decentralized computing or decentralized machine learning computations in general. This is the problem that is super important because we're living in these times where the growth of AI is really great, and there are many new advances with ChatGPT, with things like DALL-E, with Midjourney. A lot of other models from generative AI especially are being built, and most of them are being closed source. On top of that, access to hardware is getting expensive, and if you have any chance at doing any kind of computations, it's through these large companies. So the idea here is that all that should be to some extent at least open sourced, and then you should be able to compute your machine learning cloud through different decentralized networks, bringing the price of the hardware down. Because on one side you can have people who have idle GPUs sitting at their laptops and they could use that to generate revenue. On other hands, you have people with machine learning models that they want to train on particular data and deploy that easily on their server. So this is where Esperchain comes in together. This is pretty unique. So as you know, if you've watched my YouTube channel before, I've been reviewing mostly all of the projects about AI and blockchain that I could find, and there's really nothing like that because most of the projects specialize either in particular kind of a problem, the AI problem that they want to solve, or for example rendering, or they have already predetermined power that they want to have here. The Esperchain is a much bigger project. Here anyone can come with any kind of model they want to compute. That's the user side, trainer side, and on the other hand you will have miners who will mine using their GPUs, but they will solve problems at hand coming from the trainer. So this also solved this big problem of proof of work blockchains. Basically the work that proof of work blockchains, what the miners are doing, those problems are the cryptographical problems, and there's not really much outcome from those kind of results. So the computations they are doing, the miners are doing, are not really leading to anything. Here the computations that the miners will do will actually benefit the other side, the users of the chain that will come with particular ML problems. So the first idea here with Esperchain is have this kind of decentralized network of miners with the hardware, and on the other hand people doing machine learning research, be that at companies, individuals, and so on. You could also use this kind of power to render graphic designs or maybe use that to compute something outside of ML. Here the sky is really the limit. So this is the idea behind the Esperchain. There is already a website, esperchain.com. Nothing is launched yet. This is the very first video I'm creating about it, but already there's a Twitter, so I'm going to show you that in a moment. But if you go to esperchain.com, you'll be able to go there and start following the Esperchain. This is really the idea behind the Esperchain. So I'm talking here on the website more about technical details as well, so you can read about those. Basically the idea is start with EVMs and then go from there forward. There's a bunch of ideas I have related to how you can approach that technologically. For example, having two layers, one for settlements and smart contracts and the other for GPU and machine learning computation. So you could have basically like two blockchains within one being proof of stake settlement layer, the other one being GPU layer with proof of work computations for machine learning in particular. The crucial stuff here and the growth strategy that I have come up is that the blockchain is as alive as the dev community, and Esperchain itself should facilitate deployment of different, first of all, machine learning models, but also other smart contracts across different blockchains. So using different AI tools, you in principle you should be able to go from EVMs to non-EVMs pretty easily, and with the recent growth in LLMs, that should be definitely possible, and this is one of the first goals. So be able to translate between EVMs and non-EVMs, and then be able to build a test net where you could basically have those two sides of people coming with machine learning cloud and people coming with their GPUs. So this is really the idea behind Esperchain, and then I talk about the possible revenue for the network itself, because the coins itself, there will be of course coins for Esperchain, but there will be purely utility coins for related to the price of the particular compute. So not really great for speculation, because the price should be pretty much stable depending on the hardware you use, but the revenue of the network itself will be coming from that, because Esperchain will be taking part of the fee. And of course, at some point, it would be great to decentralize Esperchain itself into a DAO, and that might be the way into having governance tokens as well. So here's a preliminary roadmap. Of course, nothing definite here. This is basically showing how I think about the project in general, building slowly and thinking about different pieces. Probably also this will change along the time, because maybe testnet will come first before everything else. Tech stack, team, that's me basically right now, and general discussion of the fundraising. So most of the stuff is happening here on the top left corner. You can connect either with me on LinkedIn or go to the Twitter of Esperchain. If you go to, the link will be also down below if you want to follow Esperchain on Twitter. There's nothing there, but of course all the following will be nice. And there's a white paper. So if you click on the white paper, this is where I put all the technical ideas. Here the main idea is that even if this won't really launch as the mainnet, still all the ideas are really worthwhile to have, because that might be a protocol or an application on Ethereum or one of the other existing L2s, because I think the idea of decentralizing computations is really crucial, and it's coming very short to being as crucial as, for example, freedom to transact, so the whole idea behind crypto itself. So really important stuff. So if you go to the white paper, you will see a bunch of ideas and the bunch of ideas of how to maybe approach the technology. I'm making it all open, because if you want to build it yourself, you are free to go, and also let me of course know in the comments. Happy to join the project as well. You can follow me on Twitter, or follow Esperchain on Twitter directly. So there are a bunch of ideas. I discussed basically using either Cosmos Hub or Polkadot substrate to build this settlement layer, and then build GPU boosted execution layer as well for the machine learning load. So a bunch of discussions on how the business might work, potential tokenomics with either two tokens or one. So one being purely utility, the other being purely governance. So you have those two kind of tokens. The roadmap. This is basically the progress being done so far, and finally the call to action. So currently Esperchain is purely in the R&D phase. Nothing is really built out apart from this website, Twitter. This video will be the very first I talk about publicly about this project and what I want to accomplish. But basically at this stage I'm definitely looking just for developers willing to play around and test some ideas. So mostly Rust Solidity, because I come with the knowledge of machine learning, so can help definitely with that. So with the testnet, basically the idea here is to try to decentralize some kind of computation where one person will come, for example, with a model, LLM, so large language model, or some model for generative images, or whatever, the ImageNet or whatever else, and the other person will try to provide hardware and decentralize everything. So that should be the simplest scenario here, and from that we can build larger clusters with the compute load being distributed among other participants, multiple hardware, multiple people in the network. So far I'm looking basically for grants and people interested in that. So if you're like a decision maker in a DAO or want to somehow get into the action and you like the idea, let me know either in the comments, contact me on Twitter, either mine or Esperchain, and happy to discuss more. I'm opening about everything, and as I said, I want to make it as open source as possible. So basically that's the plan here. So this is it for the very first Esperchain video. Hope to talk more about that in the future once we have the testnet, once something gets going, and I could invite you all basically to testing what's being built as it comes along the way. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for following all the journey with Esperchain, as well as other chains, other technology, because I'm super fascinated by the blockchain technology as well as AI, and want to merge the two worlds because I think it's important for our decentralized future. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and see you in the next video.